Okay, so this is day 2 of pepper jelly making, and I used yellow and orange bell peppers, and then I used some red poblano, jalapeno, and serranos, and a couple green jalapenos. And I didn't put all of the seeds from those. I took some of them out from like half of them, and then left the other half of the hot pepper seeds in, just so that it has some heat. And so this is a double batch, and I've already put in the pectin and brought it up to a boil, and then I just put in 10 cups of sugar, and it's very syrupy. So this has to come up to a rolling boil, and I have some jars in here getting sterilized. That has to come up to a boil real quick too, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, so here are yesterday's jams. This is a tomato jam, and it's not very set, but that's okay. It'll still be used. It's really tasty, and it'll be used in things like meatloaf sauce and stuff. And this is yesterday's green pepper jam. I mean, it's set. This is definitely jelly consistency, but it's not like see-through and pretty. It's pretty ugly, but I'm sure it'll still be really yummy. I have like a cup of that didn't get jarred, canned yesterday, and that's in the fridge, so I'll test that on some crackers with some cream cheese. And then here are jalapenos that I have left over, and some serranos. These are Chinese 5-color peppers, and yellow, orange, and green jalapenos, and some serranos, the red ones. It's probably some, no, I used all the poblanos. So I'm going to make some pickled jalapenos out of those for Mom, and then I have some of those left, which I'll use for my bibimbap that I make later. And this is all going to the chickens. I was going to make some pineapple pepper jelly, but the pineapple was too far gone. I let it set too long before I decided to cut it open, so oh well, next time. Alright, so it is just now coming back up to a boil, and pretty soon, after it has a rolling boil for about a minute or so, then I can turn it off the heat and start jarring up the jelly. That was the male slot. Scares me every time. The dogs jumped up too. Alright, so it's coming up. It's a rolling boil, and we'll let that happen for about a minute, and then I'll turn off the heat and I can start jarring it up. These jars are they're almost ready, so just gonna be waiting on the jars. Okay, so all the cans are in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 10. And they're gonna boil for 10 minutes and set for 5, and then I'll take them out. But there's a lot left. Not a lot, maybe a jar and a half or 2 left in here. So I'm gonna jar up those and do a separate batch for those later. Okay, so my pepper jelly is done. I don't know why I inverted these. I don't know the reason for it, but somebody on YouTube did that, and so that's why I did. Anyway, look at how pretty it is. All the peppers are suspended evenly throughout. And it's definitely jelly-like consistency. It's hot and liquidy right now, but it's gonna set. It's gonna set well. Anyways, I'll let those cool. And there's 2 more in the pot. They're coming up to a boil right now. 2 more in the pot. So I got a total of 12 and just enough left in the pot here for a little snack for myself. I am preparing all of the fixins that go with bibimbap. So this is caramelized onions. Working on it anyway. It's probably been like 20 minutes already since these have been cooking. So maybe another 20 minutes to go. And I have just cut up some yellow squash and a zucchini and some red bell pepper, and I have carrot that I need to cut up, and they're all julienned. Everything gets julienned. And then what else? I have the rice cooked already, and the beef is marinating in the fridge. And then there's the sauce that I need to make. So the sauce, I need to look up the recipe again, and I think I may have to go to the store to pick up some things. But it is currently 7 a.m. so I'm just getting stuff ready because I've been wanting to make this for a few days now, and the only thing that's kept me from doing it is all of the prep work. So I figured now that I have all my jams made, I will get to working on this, all the prep for the different fixins. Alright, well, I'll come back and let you see what the next step is later. Okay, well, I'm on to the next project, which is pickled jalapenos, and I'm kind of starting the video a little late because I forgot about it. But anyway, here we go. I have some green jalapenos down here at the bottom, some orange jalapenos and yellow, and I've got some sauteed onion, and over here I have some sauteed garlic and bay leaves, and then here are the carrots just cooking to become softer. They'll still have a bit of a crunch, but we want them to be kind of soft. And then I just turned on the pot here. This is vinegar, white vinegar. And I did put a splash of apple cider vinegar in there. I didn't have any whole peppercorns, so I just, put a few gratings of peppercorn in there. And some salt and sugar. A teaspoon of salt and just a spoonful of sugar, one of those. And so this will be the brine, and I have 3 jars that I need to boil, 3 mason jars, which is what I'm estimating all of this to fill up. And once the process is done, I'll show you what it all looks like. Alright, so this is the finished product of the pickled jalapenos. This one here did not seal. I literally just took them out, but I know that it's not going to seal because it was like oozing out some liquid. So I think it was too full. to begin with. This one I think is going to seal, so that'll be fine. Anyway, so it was only enough to fill 2 jars and not even 2 full jars. I had to improvise and fill the top with some red bell pepper that I had cut into strips, and some serranos that I had from the garden, and I also threw in a couple, there's one of the Chinese 5-color peppers that were left over from the garden, from all the stuff that I had picked. So I used every bit of all the peppers that I had. And anyway, so I hope Mom likes it. I'm sure it'll be good. She likes her jalapenos whole. She doesn't like them to be cut up, so that's why I did it this way. But anyways, I'm gonna let them cool off and then I'll take them over to her house later. Okay, so I'm trying to knock off things on my to-do list, and one of them is to hang all my pictures and things on the walls. So I just hung this picture, this mirror, which is super duper heavy. And then before that I hung my wreath up there because that's the perfect place to store it all year. Anyway, I think it's really pretty. The place is starting to come together slowly but surely. I also hung this on the wall, which is a little succulent garden thingy-majiggy that I created. Anyway, this bathroom is the succulent bathroom theme, and I just think it's really pretty. I love succulents. Okay, so I just hung my Buddhas there by the front door and on the other side of the window. So the 2 Buddhas are hung, and then I hung that also, and those 2 canvas prints, and I hung up that picture there because right above the landing is where the doggies sleep when I'm not home. So that's the doggy corner. And I got these pumpkins from Dollar Tree today. Super cute. And that's all I have hung for now. I do have some other frames that I need to hang, and I'll probably hang them, those 3. I'll probably hang them, I need to change the pictures out before I hang them for sure. But I'm probably going to hang them upstairs, maybe in the bedroom, or maybe on this wall. I'm not sure yet. That's where the TV is though, so I'm thinking maybe I could hang them there, but I'm planning, I don't know, in the future maybe I'll get a bigger TV for that wall and I'll hang it on the wall and then take that television upstairs to the bedroom, but I'm not sure. We shall see. So I have 2 window panes from that I purchased from Craigslist right there, and I'm going to stain them mahogany like the rest of the furniture, and then I'm going to take these succulents, because I have a ton of them, And then along the bottom edge, I'm gonna like hot glue them and make a pretty arrangement, and then hang them above the sofa on this wall here. So that's what I plan on doing before I go back to work. So within the next couple days, maybe I'll take them outside and clean them off and sand them today because it's such a beautiful day outside. Maybe I'll do that after I eat something. I still haven't eaten my bibimbap, so I'm going to make that for lunch. But after I eat something, I just might take those outside and start working on that project. Alright, so I am finally making bibimbap, and I found this head of cabbage that I forgot about in the fridge, so I am frying this up, and I'm going to add some of it to my bibimbap bowl. Anyway, so over here, after I fry up the cabbage, I have some spinach that I'm going to fry up just enough for my one bowl, because it's just me eating. And then over here I have some sauteed mushrooms that I sauteed this morning, and these are the caramelized onions. I have some yellow squash and green squash, and some red bell peppers, which I need to saute. And over here I have steamed rice, and this is the beef that is marinating. It's been marinating since yesterday, about this time yesterday, and it is it's just beef that I bought from the store that was pre-cut for like tacos, and I put in there some soy sauce, mirin, brown sugar, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, some sesame oil. I think that's probably it. I didn't want to make it spicy. It's supposed to be a sweet meat. Sort of sweet. Anyway, so that is all the fixins that have to be pre-cooked. And then I bought these bowls specifically for bibimbap. They are stone bowls. It's a granite stone bowl. I've only used it once before when I made bibimbap for me and Mom one time before. Anyway, so you take these stone bowls, and I guess I could cook it on the stovetop right there. Maybe I'll try that. But I was thinking I would stick it in the oven to get it warmed up. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm gonna stick it in the oven to get it warmed up, because the idea is, I think I'm gonna wash it first. The idea is to get the bowl, and these are super heavy too, to get the bowl super hot, and then you'll like brush it with some oil, and then you'll put your rice in the bowl first, and then you'll put your fixins all around, and an over easy egg on top, and then you stick it back in the oven, or on like it should be like ideally cooked in this bowl on top of a gas stove, like on top of a flame, to get it super hot. And the oil at the bottom kind of like crisps the bottom part of the rice, which is like a really yummy part. And there's also a sauce that I didn't make. It's a bibimbap sauce. Actually, I think I'll look through my sauce packets that I have, because I got some from the Korean restaurant when I ordered the bibimbap, but I didn't need it because everything was so flavorful. Anyway, I think I'll use that sauce tonight. But for there's a bibimbap sauce, and I didn't go to the store to get the ingredients for it, so I decided not to make it. Anyways, so that's what it's all about, and I will show you after it's all put together what it looks like. Alright, so the stone bowl just came out of the oven. Can you see the steam? I don't know if you can see the steam. It's steaming. I just brushed it with some sesame oil, and these are all the fixins. Got cabbage, spinach, red bell pepper, the onions, mushrooms, yellow and green squash, and this is the beef, which is super tender. I'm gonna just throw, you hear that sizzle? That's gonna be amazing. That rice is gonna be so crispy at the bottom. I don't think I even need to put it back into the oven. And then I have the egg over here that will go on top of everything. Once it's all on. Okay, I'm gonna just come back in a minute after I've dressed the bowl. So you can't see it, but the beef is underneath. It's on top of the rice. And they say that your veggies the toppings should all go in like colors opposite from one another. So like a light colored should not be next to another light colored. So you kind of like just alternate different colored veggies. And then on the very top, you put your egg. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Ooh, that wasn't too hard. Well, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Alright, and then, so if it's like done authentically, the Koreans usually top it with a sprinkling of sesame seed, but I'm not a super huge fan of sesame seed, so I'm not going to do that. And then this is my bibimbap sauce that I'm going to use that I got from Bonchon. Anyway, there it is. This is my bibimbap bowl. And I forget what it means, but I think it's something like mixed rice or something. So essentially, bibimbap means to mix rice. And so you mix the rice with all the things. Okay, I'm going to go enjoy this. And maybe one day you'll make something like this too. You don't even have to have a stone bowl to enjoy bibimbap. You can just use any regular bowl. I just wanted to make it as authentically as I possibly could. Look at those little lazies. Sleep all day, sleep all night. Just content. Look at that little face. Come on, that little tongue. I don't want to be somebody. And look at that little face. And that little tongue. Bubba. You silly boy. Okay, so I am staining my window frame project. And the color is actually dark walnut. So I think it's a little lighter than my furniture in the house, but it'll do. It's not, this is the original color of the window, and that is the stain, so it's definitely on its way. Anyway, so I've already sanded them and cleaned them off, and there's the other one. So, step one. While I'm waiting for my first window pane to dry outside, I decided to come in and take a look at the succulents that I have available to work with. And I've got a couple spiky looking ones. These are all pretty like hairy or fuzzy. They have some texture to them. Even these. And those are the ones that I really like to use. And usually what I'm going for is something sort of like the design that I had, that I created for the thing that's hanging in the bathroom. So, and they're all like this green color, like this lighter green color, not like the neon green. So yeah, I'm going for the ones that are fuzzy, and that's pretty much all of these that I have in this box. And these are all assorted sizes. These are teeny ones and medium ones, and there's another spiky one. In this box I have some larger ones, like this big one here. That one's pretty big. And this one is pretty big too. And so is this one. This one's really heavy. See, they all have that texture to them. Now in this box over here, I have some that are more neon, and they don't really have that texture. They're more shiny. These yellow ones have some texture to them, but that's not the color that I'm going for, so I'm not going to use these. This kind of reminds me of a Venus flytrap, actually. Still no texture to it, and you know, they kind of actually remind me of fish aquarium plants, to be honest. So those aren't the ones that I'm going to be using. I'm not using these in this project, so that box can go back into the closet. But I think I will use these and everything inside these two boxes. But I don't think that's enough for both of my frames. So I may have to order another box from Amazon. And I definitely have to order some of the ones that are hanging over here in the bathroom in this project here. Where's the light switch? See these that are hanging? I like those, and so I think I need to go to Hobby Lobby and get some more of these. I think they were like $3 each, and it was like for this whole cluster like $3, which is kind of expensive. But for this project I kind of cut it up and broke it up, and so there's a little cluster up there, and then here's a cluster right here. I think this one is just one entire cluster. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this project turned out. We do need to get some more of those, although these don't have that fuzzy texture to it. I don't know if that'll work. But here's an example of what I use the colorful ones for. I have another one in here because I don't know where to put it, but it's a little bathtub, and I'll figure out something to do with it one day. But anyway, so yeah, working on my little succulent project, and hopefully I can find some of those hanging ones that are fuzzy. Although I'm looking at these ones over here, and these are some that came with all of the kits that I ordered from Amazon, and they're not fuzzy either, so I don't know if that is something that's possible to find. Anyway, this is my pumpkin projects. Can you tell that I like succulents? There's one there. And then there's one more right here. This one has a mixture of those fuzzy ones and the not fuzzy ones. Making fried rice for lunch, shrimp, some eggs, mixed vegetable medley, frozen stuff, some rice, onion, what else? Soy sauce and oyster sauce, and that's about it. It's gonna be yummy. Making some chicken dumplings to go with my fried rice, which is right here. And it's a little al dente, to be honest. I didn't, because it was fresh rice, not day-old rice. So, I didn't want to put so much water in that it would be all gummy and sticky. But then I just didn't put enough water in, I guess, because it's a little al dente, but it's fine. It's still good. So, just making some chicken dumplings, waiting for them to brown, and then this is some sauce, gyoza sauce, so that will be my lunch. And to be honest, I'm not even hungry anymore after nibbling on the rice. I've had a few bites of it, and now I'm full. Okay, so I just hung them. They are only halfway done because I have just hung them and still need to hot glue the succulents to them, but I think it's pretty even. I think it's pretty evenly centered with the sofa, so that's nice. Let me see. I guess it looks like the sofa is sitting under a couple windows. Okay, well, project halfway complete. I need to order some more succulents. Maybe I'll stop by Hobby Lobby tomorrow if I'm not called into work to see if I can pick up some of those long stringing ones that I need. The hooks are up at the top. Not really ideal, but I can hide them with the long succulents, so that'll be fine. They'll be fine. It'll be okay. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's all done. I'm excited. Just wanted to show a quick peek of my little patio garden. These are some little spinach plants that I got from Home Depot. And this is some red kale that I started from seed. Probably not going to do much right now because it's already starting to get really cold. These are some carrots that I planted. They're under the box. Hopefully germinating. And then you can see all these little sprouts. These are beets that I planted all around. And then right here in the center is one cabbage plant. And then this morning earlier, I have a neighbor who has these elephant ear plant, and there's some over by the garbage can area. If you can see right there, they had some little babies that were growing, so I picked a couple of them. I dug them up and stuck them in this pot, which I will take over to Mom's house for the winter. I guess we'll keep them indoors for the winter and then plant them in the garden somewhere in the spring. And then here's one of my sensation rose plants. There's a couple little buds starting again, so we'll get another couple flowers. Then I have a bunch of coleus. I still have some pots over at Mom's house that I need to bring over. And I have my little foxtail fern here. Some succulents. And then I forget what this is called. But there's creeping Jenny in just about all of my pots that I brought over. There's some creeping Jenny there. And then that one. And also on this one. Anyway, my neighbor has this really beautiful garden. And there's some purple morning glories. And moonflowers. Where is it? It's such a pretty little moonflower. They open up at night and bloom. But look at how tall the morning glories have grown. He has these really long bamboo poles, like super tall. I don't know. I would take a wild guess to say that that might be 14 to 20 feet high, maybe. I don't know. It's really tall, but super pretty. And then they're also over in the garden surrounding the garbage can over there. The morning glories have grown up the sunflowers. Anyway, really pretty. This is his garden, my neighbor's garden. He just took out a bunch of stuff yesterday, but look at the pretty cactus. Aren't those pretty? Anyway, I guess the garden bed is going to be dormant for the winter, and then he'll start it again in the spring. But this is my little garden plot, and I learned that I have half of this patch of grass also. This is my half right here to do with whatever I want, but I have learned that if you build a garden, which is totally fine, you're free to do whatever you want in your patch of grass, but like those people over there who have those raised garden beds, I was planning on doing that on my patch of grass, but decided against it because I learned that when you leave, you have to pull up whatever you put down. So I don't plan on moving anytime soon, but I know that moving is hard enough as it is, and I do not feel like, I know that I'm not going to feel like wanting to pull up an entire garden bed full of dirt. So I decided I will just do container gardens, and for right now that'll be fine. I have Mom's garden to deal with at home anyway. But right outside my back door is the swimming pool. So I actually have a really great spot. And look, I spotted the moon. It's still out. The moon is still out. Alright, time for me to go in. Good morning. Alright, so I have been super busy since I woke up, which was around 2:30 this morning. It is now 7:17. So, yesterday I was on call, so I didn't do a whole lot. I did go to Sam's Club and buy this 6-tier shelf, like the one that I have in the back. It's a commercial shelf. Anyways, I went to Sam's Club and returned the little one that I bought and got the big one, which is the second one. So now I have two. Anyway, I was at the garbage can at the dumpster earlier, and I saw this little metal shelf. Can you see it? Someone had just set it outside the dumpster, I guess, because it was still really good. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks like maybe a bathroom shelf or something. So I took it. I took it, and it is now my shoe rack. So I repurposed somebody's junk. Anyway, I'm really proud about it because there was nothing wrong with it. Anyways, so the puppy dogs are chilling on the sofa, and I had to pull out all this stuff from my closet under the staircase because there was a shelf. There was not a shelf. See how full it is? It's packed full. There was a tray in there that I needed to get for my shelf that I just put together. So this first one here is the original. This is the one that I've had since Mom's house. I bought it last year at Sam's Club, and then I just put together that one and rearranged them. Anyway, so this naturally has all of my foodstuffs, pans, cookie decorating supplies, pantry stuff that doesn't fit in the pantry. And then I hung my little pots and pot holders on the outside here, so it's like easy to get to. And then I hung the lids right there on that side of the shelf, if you can see that. Can you see that? Anyway, so this is my baking, and these are all my spices. Those on the side, on the right side over here is a bunch of my Asian sauces and Asian spices, and then right here is like baking stuff, and then all of my cooking spices and pots and pans up here. And then this little that white, can you see that? That white tray, this thingy, is what I was needing to get out of the closet under the staircase so that I could put all of my alcohol up there. Can you see the alcohol? So I put all of my wine and liquor and stuff like that up there, just out of reach, because I don't really drink a whole lot. Can't tell you the last time I had anything to drink. Anyway, this is my homemade vanilla. It's my homemade vanilla. That was the shelf that it fit on. It didn't fit. It doesn't fit standing up on the spice shelf. Anyway, so I have been working on building this shelf, the new one, and just rearranging this old one. Anyway, so right underneath, I didn't use the 6th shelf. I only used 5 of them because I didn't want to put one at the bottom, because as you can see, I'm using it for the doggy carrier. That's where Jackson likes to hide out, and so that's like their little hideout spot over there. I originally left it out because I was going to put my toolbox under there, but I decided not to do that because it's kind of ugly. It's this big yellow and black box. Anyway, I am going to find a different home for that, probably in one of my closets or maybe upstairs or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on, and now I have all of that stuff that I pulled out of the closet that I have to go and put away. So now I have to rearrange that closet because I just basically stuffed everything in there just to get it all out of the living room, like off the floor. Anyway, so I emptied one box of spices and kitchen stuff and filled it with some blankets because I have a ton of blankets. So I will take that bucket upstairs. At some point I'll get to my bedroom. My bedroom is full of buckets like these, full of clothes. I'll have to buy myself a dresser because I don't have one. I just don't have one. I was using Grandma's dresser when I was at Mom's house. So, and I didn't take it. I left it. So, Yay! My packages just arrived. The succulents that I ordered. I hope they're all in these 2 boxes. I ordered. Okay, so all 5 of my packages came. These are the long hanging thingies. They're like super long. And that's good. I actually like that about these. There's 10 of them. 10 of these, and then okay, so it's finished. It's the next morning, and it was just too dark at night to show it last night after I finished, but here it is. I think it turned out really nice. Of course, it's more earthy tones, the greenish, this very garden vibe. So my rich colors, my decor colors don't really match it, but the sofa does. The sofa, if I didn't have it all covered up, it would look like it matches the room just fine. But Chihuahua hair gets on everything, so I had to cover up the sofa. Anyways, I'm happy with my project, and it took every bit of my succulents, like all the succulents that I have. There's 2 of those long stringy ones left, and there are a few random succulents left, but if I have another project in the future, I have to order some more. I still have that one box that I need to send back though, but I'm really happy with it.